idea. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's good to know that you're following our number signals. Okay, now let's start our opening prayer. Let's assume that we're done praying. Okay, class, before you take your seats, please pick up some piece of trash and arrange your chairs properly. Okay, thank you, kids. Hey, you may take your seats. Good morning, class. Good morning, class. Okay, how was your morning, class? Very good. It's very obvious in your aura that you're happy coming to school. Okay, class, now let's check your attendance. Please say aha aha when your name is called, okay? Again, aha aha. Okay, let us assume that we're done checking their attendance. Okay, now we have here our classroom rules. In this classroom, you are expected to learn math. Are you all ready? Okay, that's good. First rule is make it to class on time and prepare to do work. Next is ask permission to speak by raising your hand. Next, talk respectfully to your teacher and your peers. And last, hand in your best work by checking it twice for mistake. Is that all clear, class? Okay. Before we proceed, let's take a look at these charts. This one is the behavioral chart. If you behave during our group activity, your groups will receive 5 points. But if you do not behave during the activity, I will deduct your points. And this chart is our scoreboard. The first one who first finished the activity will receive 20 points, while the other one will receive 15 points. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Now we will have an activity. Are you all ready, class? Okay, that's good. Now, this group will be the group 1 and this group will be the group 2. You will choose one representative in your group, okay? Okay, now I'll be showing, I have here some set of fractions. And the one who answered correctly what fraction I'll be showing will have the power to choose a trasako or a bantika and say the name of the opponent. And the representative of each group will stay beside the last chair at the back, and these 2 chairs here in front will be our finish line. The group whose representative first reach the finish line will be the winner. Is that clear, class? Okay, very good. Let us assume that they're done doing the activity. Okay, group 2 wins, and that means group 2 will receive 20 points while group 1 will receive 15 points. So what do you call the numbers that you have answered in the activity? Yes, Janeline? Yes, you're right. Those are fractions. Then what is a fraction? I've heard the correct answer here. Yes. Yes, Janeline? Yes, you're right. A fraction is a part of a whole. Huh? So in a fraction, what do you call the number above the line? Yes, it is the numerator. And what do you call the number below the line? Yes, very good. It is denominator. What does a numerator represent? Yes, you're right. The numerator represents the number of parts out of a whole. And what does a denominator represent? Yes, Christine? Yes, you're right. The denominator represents the total number of equal parts of a whole. Now, we will have another activity. I will give all of you a bond paper, and a crayon. Let us assume that the bond paper and crayons are distributed. Now, all together, let's fold the bond paper. Now, unfold the bond paper. Now, how many equal parts are there in a bond paper? Yes, there are 2 equal parts. Let's count. 1, 2. There are 2 equal parts. And now, you color one part of the 2 equal parts. Let's assume that the students colored the one part of the 2 equal parts. What fraction of the paper is colored? Yes, Roslyn? Yes, it is 1/2. One of the 2 equal parts are colored. It is 1/2. Now, let's fold the paper again. Now, fold the paper in half once again, like this. Now, refold the paper. How many equal parts are there in a bond paper? Yes, there are 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. What fraction of the paper is colored when you fold it in half on the second time? Yes, it is 2/4. 2 out of 4 equal parts are colored. What have you observed to the fractions 1/2 and 2/4? Yes, Hannah? Yes, very good.
And now, what have you seen in the pictures? Yes, it is a pizza. Now, have you tried eating pizza, class? Wow, that's great! And now, what have you observed in the picture? Yes, Annalie. Yes, that's right. There are 2 pizza. One of the pizza has 8 slices, while the other one have 12 slices. Now, if someone else has pizza with 12 slices and takes 6 slices, what fraction of pizza does she have? Yes, Kiana. Yes, that's right. He has 6/12. And now, if you have a pizza divided into 8 slices and you take 4 slices, what fraction of pizza do you have? Yes, Rochelle. Yes, you have 4/8 of pizza. In a fraction, what do you call the pizza that you've taken? Yes, Regine. Yes, that's right. In a fraction, the pizza that you've taken is called numerator. How about the total number of slices of pizza? Yes, Jeremy. Yes, that's right. The total number of slices is called denominators. What kind of fraction are 4/8 and 6/12? Yes, those fractions are called equivalent fractions.
And now we have here a problem, and let's try to solve this together. Kent and Ara are working together with their art project. Kent colored 1/2 of the rectangle, while Ara colored 4/8 of another rectangle of the same size. Ara told Kent that she colored more parts and has a bigger fraction. Kent said that they just have unequal parts. Now, who do you think is right between Kent and Ara? As you can see here, this is Kent and Ara's art project. This one is Kent's art project and this one is Ara's art project. Now, how many parts were colored by Kent? Yes, Janella? Very good. Kent colored one half of the rectangle. Now, how about Ara? Yes, Michelle. Very good. Ara colored 4/8 of the rectangle. In fraction, what do you call the shaded part? Oops, didn't answer in chorus. Yes, Jeremy. Yes, very good. It is the numerator. So, in the fraction 1/2 and 4/8, 1 and 4 represents as the numerator. What about the total number of parts? What do you call the total number of parts? Yes, Zai. Very good. It is called the denominator. The total number of parts of this rectangle is the denominator. Now, in the fraction 1/2 and 4/8, 2 and 8 represents as the denominator. This rectangle has an 8 total numbers of parts, and Ara colored the 4 parts. So, which is the half of the total number of parts. So, thus, these rectangles have the same size of shaded part because Ara and Kent both colored the half of the total number of parts. Now, is 1/2 and 4/8 are equal? What kind of fractions are they? Yes, very good. They are an equivalent fractions. Now, how can we check if two fractions are equivalent fractions? Earlier, you have answered that 1/2 and 4/8 is equal. Now, let's try to check that 1/2 and 4/8 are truly equal. Check if they're truly equivalent, we are going to multiply these two fractions. We are going to multiply the numerator of this fraction with the denominator of this fraction. Now, okay, so 1 times 8 is equal to, yes, very good, 8. How about 2 times 4 is equal to, yes, very good, 8. Thus, 1/2 and 4/8 are equivalent fractions. Now, who gets the correct answer and why? Who is right between Ara and Ken? Yes, very good. Ken is correct as they have both colored the same part of the rectangle.
We will have another activity. With the same group, you will give the equivalent fraction of the given fraction in this chart. For the group 1, you will give one equivalent fraction of the given fraction. For the group 2, I have here 3 figures, crayon, and glue. These 3 figures represent the equivalent fractions of the given fractions. You will have to paste these 3 figures to its equivalent fractions. Is that clear, class? Okay, you have only 5 minutes to finish this task. Let's assume that you're done doing the activity. Okay, the group 1 finished the task first, so it means they will receive 20 points, while group 2 received 15 points. Since you all behave while doing the activity, you will all receive 5 points. Now, let's check if your answers are correct. To check if these fractions are equivalent, we will going to cross multiply these fractions or these two fractions. 12 times 8 is equals to 96. And 16 times 6 is equals to 96. So, their answer is correct. And the second one is 3 times 2 is equals to 6. And 6 times 1 is equals to 6. So, this is also correct. And the third one is 18 times 7 is equals to 126. And 21 times 6 is equals to 126. So therefore, their answers are correct. Since the group 2 was all correct, or their answers are all correct, they will receive another additional point. 15 points. Now, let's check the answers or the work of group 1. We will repeat the same process. 1 times 4 is equals to 4. 2 times 2 is equals to 4. Therefore, their answers are correct. And 9 times 4 is equals to 36. And 12 times 3 is equals to 36. Therefore, their answers is correct. And 5 times 3 is equals to 15. And 15 times 1 is equals to 15. Therefore, the answers of the group 1 are all correct. Since the group 1 answered their work or answers correctly, they will receive another additional 15 points. So, what are the fractions that are given to you? Yes, for the group 1, the given fractions are 1/2, 9/12, and 5/15. While in the group 2, the given fractions are 12/16, 3/6, and 18/21. Now, how did you get the equivalent fractions of the given fraction? Yes, to find the equivalent fractions of the given fraction, we will multiply and divide the numerator and denominator with the same number. For example, in these fractions, the 3/4, we will multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. Let's say 2. So 3 times 2 and 4 times 2. So 3 times 2 is equals to 6. And 4 times 2 is equals to 8. Therefore, the equivalent fraction of the 3/4 is 6/8. In this fraction, 16/20ths, we will divide the numerator and denominator with the same number. Let's say 4. 16 divided by 4 is equals to 4. And 20 divided by 4 is equals to 5. Therefore, the equivalent fraction of the 16/20th is 4/5.
Now, we will have another activity. Are you all ready and excited, class? Okay, in this activity, all you have to do is to match the pink fraction with equivalent blue fractions here in the right side. So, by connecting them. So, write the numerator and the denominator of each of them. So, this one is the given example. So, who wants to answer? Okay, Christine, please come here in front. Let's assume that they're done doing the activity. What do you call the fraction that you have connected? Oh, Sheena, you raised your hand. Please stand up. Okay, that's right. So, those fractions are called equivalent fractions. What did you do to find its equivalent fractions? Okay, yes, Marjorie? Yes, that's correct. So, to find its equivalent fractions, so first, we count the numbers of the parts of a whole circle as to represent the denominator, and then we count the shaded part that signifies the numerator. Then we cross multiply to get the accurate answer of each
fractions.
Now, class, we will have another activity called Where is my family? Are you excited? Yes, okay. So, to do this activity, I have five pupils to be the leaders. And those leaders will be the one to hold the mother fraction. And to the remaining students, I am going to distribute to you the equivalent fractions of the mother fraction. And then I am going to let those five pupils or the leaders to stand in front and hold the mother fraction. So for the remaining students, what are you going to do is you're going to hold the equivalent fractions and go to your respective mother fraction. So the family that will be, so the first family that will complete their family correctly will be the winner. And remember, you only have 2 minutes to do this activity. Is that clear, class? Okay. Okay, so in count of three, we are going to start. Okay. Let's assume that the students are already done doing their activity. Now, class, I have some question here. Now, how did you know that it is your mother fraction? So, what did you do to find your equivalent fraction or the mother fraction? What did you do? Very good. To find the equivalent fraction, you are going to multiply or divide the numerator and denominator of the given fraction to the same number. And to check whether they're truly equivalent fraction or equivalent with each other, you are going to cross multiply both fractions.
Equivalent fraction. Yes, Lino, that's right. Equivalent fractions are fractions that represent the portion also have different denominator and numerator that are equal to the same value. And now, can you give example of equivalent fractions? Yes, Trilio, that's right. Example of equivalent fractions are 2/4 and 3/4. Equivalent fractions of a given fraction, you can multiply or divide both the numerator and denominator. Okay, we have learned so much today, but to further assess your understanding of our lesson, you will answer this worksheet. Just assume that there are done answering. For your assignment, you have to answer this at home. That's all for today. Goodbye, class.